Will KD win another title?
Nope. I think if he does,
That was
it's amazing.
Very quick.
I think if he does, it's amazing. I'm rooting for it to happen. I'd love to see him do it for the Brooklyn Nets, and my hat is off to him for the way he's handled the whole thing and the decision he made. But no, the answer is no. And by the way, you know who's the only person who really gets to celebrate Tom Brady's longevity truly is me. Everyone else assumed he would just keep playing.
The only one.
I'm the only one. Everyone else just assumed.
Why do you get to celebrate it?
Because everyone else assumed it was going to happen. He would still be playing at a high level at 42. Let's see him do it, like the season's in front of him. But when you assume that's going to happen, he didn't beat the odds. Oh, yeah, of course that was going to happen. That's a huge, huge thing to do. I hear people talking about KD even just getting back to, let's say, 80% of what he was. People just assuming he's going to do that. Don't assume that. Almost no one who has ever lived has ever done it. So when you assume it, you're actually taking credit away from the dude. When I brought up Muhammad Ali earlier in the show, and I told you, like, when he was his goodest, he was so good, you didn't know how great he was. You had to see him diminished until you realized how great he was. He was a 5-1 underdog against George Foreman. That's what makes that accomplishment. Like, oh my God, how did he do that? The miracle worker, LeBron James. He was supposed to lose to the Golden State Warriors before they even got KD. They won 73 games and had home court. They were supposed to beat the Cavs badly. LeBron never had to slay the monster before that, right? He got to slay the monster there, and that's LeBron's greatest moment. That is what elevated truly LeBron above any place he would otherwise ever have been put. He beat the 73-win Golden State Warriors. KD has the chance to do that kind of thing. He has the chance to upset the odds, but make no mistake, the odds are against it. If you're a betting man one way or another, you're supposed to bet against it. So if he does it, he did an amazing thing. You don't assume that that's going to happen.
I don't think saying that we believe or that I believe, because I believe the answer is yes, I believe he does win a championship. I don't believe saying that diminishes what he accomplishes. And to me, it's not taking away from those things. It's having belief in who I see Kevin Durant is as a person now. Right? Early on in his career, Kevin Durant wasn't the guy to be accountable for certain things. Kevin Durant wasn't the guy that would take responsibility not only of his own career, but about decisions that were made around him. And that's what he's doing now. He's elevating himself as a person. We know what the player is. We know who he can be and who he has been. And maybe he doesn't get back to 80%. Maybe he's not 75%, but it doesn't diminish what he can bring to a basketball team. It doesn't diminish what changing his perspective on seeing how to win can do, because going to Golden State may have done for Kevin Durant what going to Miami did for LeBron James. I don't necessarily think it was all about LeBron James just going and getting that championship. It was about going and getting to grow somewhere where the pressure wasn't as immense, right? Yeah, it was pressure to win. It was pressure to win, but it's one thing when I have to win and these dudes around me can't do anything for me. Right? Dwayne Wade didn't just give him another great Hall of Fame wingman, right? He gave him a roadmap, right? He gave him something to lean on. And when you have those things, it also gives you opportunities to learn. And LeBron took some of those lessons that he learned and he brought them back with him to Cleveland.
Yep.
And those are the things that Kevin Durant is going to have to do in order for Brooklyn to win. I think he'll still be a very good player. And if by your assumptions, right, and your analytics, you say he won't be the same player, that's okay, because he's so good, slightly diminished will still be a good basketball player.
People say it's analytics or even stats, statistics. All statistics are records of events.
Right.
Like
I'm not saying you're wrong.
If you see your favorite player went 0 for 4 in a baseball game, he really did come to the plate 4 times and make 4 outs. That happened, right? Like you want to go look at each. We use stats because we can't go back and watch every single play all the time. So I'm not even just talking about stats, or rather, let me give you the stats on coming back from this injury that KD came back from. You know who a star player ever came back as the same player he was?
Zero.
In the history? Zero. Those are the stats. 0 out of as many who have ever suffered the injury have ever come back. If KD does it, he'll be the first. Mm-hmm. Now, Tom Brady has a great age 42 season. He'll be the first, right? There will eventually be a first, but the odds are stacked all the way against it. Same thing with KD here. So if you ask me, is he ever going to win a championship? I got to tell you no. I'm rooting for it, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you because KD works hard, it's going to happen for him. Because a lot of guys worked hard, it didn't happen for them.
So he needs to defy the odds, is what you're saying.
Huge odds. Huge odds.
Right, and I'll get to be right.
And then the question is, will KD, you think, just really quick, will he finish his career as a top 10 all-time player?
Yes.
Should he defy the odds, or even if he doesn't?
I think if KD, there's a good chance he comes back as a better than average player, as an all-star almost player. And if he does that on a team with Kyrie Irving, they should make the playoffs enough that given what he's already done and his obvious talent in his prime, it'll be hard to keep him out of the top 10. But there's huge upside here, too, because if he can do it, he wants to pass LeBron.
Yes.
He has a chance to do it in Brooklyn. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.